This video is about he was a seamstress until a wealthy investor stopped and smiled. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. In the heart of a bustling city, where skyscrapers touched the clouds and dreams battled reality, there lived a seamstress named Eliana. She was known for her delicate touch, transforming ordinary fabric into exquisite garments that whispered stories of love, hope, and resilience. Her small shop, tucked between a coffee house and a bookstore, was her sanctuary, a canvas where imagination danced with needle and thread. Eliana had inherited her talent from her grandmother, who taught her that fabric held the power to bring joy and comfort. As a child, Eliana would sit at her grandmother's feet, mesmerized by the gentle rhythm of the sewing machine and the stories woven into each seam. But life had not always been kind. After losing her grandmother, Eliana found herself alone, navigating a world that seemed indifferent to her artistry. Bills piled high, and with each passing month, Eliana felt the weight of uncertainty pressing against her chest. The rent for her little shop loomed like a dark cloud, threatening to swallow her dreams whole. Yet, with every stitch she made, she poured her heart into her work, hoping to keep the light of her grandmother's legacy alive. Every day, she opened the shop with a smile, welcoming anyone who entered. "Good morning. What can I create for you today?" she'd say cheerfully, even when her heart felt heavy. One particularly rainy afternoon, just as the golden light of the sunset began to fade, an unexpected visitor stepped through the door. A tall man in a well-tailored suit entered, soaked but radiating an air of quiet confidence. Eliana had seen many clients, some wealthy and others struggling, but this man held a certain grace that caught her attention. "Hello," he said, brushing raindrops from his hair. "I was drawn in by the beauty of your shop. It feels warm here." "Thank you," Eliana replied, her curiosity piqued. "I try to make it a welcoming space." As he glanced around, admiring the vibrant fabrics and intricate designs, Eliana felt a flutter of hope. Perhaps he was a potential client who could help ease her financial burden. "I am Samuel," he said, extending a hand. "I invest in small businesses that believe in supporting local talent. Your work here is impressive." Eliana's heart raced. Could this be a turning point? "I am Eliana. It is nice to meet you." As the evening unfolded, they spoke about craft and creativity. Samuel listened intently, visibly inspired by her passion. "Your hands possess a rare gift, Eliana. Have you ever considered expanding your business?" Eliana hesitated, the weight of her struggles creeping back into her thoughts. "I've dreamed of it, but I fear I lack the resources. Every day is a challenge just to stay afloat." "Challenges can be stepping stones," Samuel replied, his eyes gleaming. "I see potential here. With a little investment, you could create something truly special." Doubt tugged at her heart. "What if I fail? What if I continue to deliver?" "Failure is simply a lesson in disguise," he encouraged. "You've already shown resilience by keeping the shop alive. Trust in yourself." His words lingered in the air, igniting a flicker of hope within her. For so long, Eliana had felt like a ship lost at sea, but here was a lighthouse, illuminating a path forward. Over the following weeks, Samuel visited regularly, sharing stories of entrepreneurs who had turned their dreams into reality. Each visit breathed new life into Eliana's spirit. She began to see her work not just as a means of survival, but as a potential avenue to inspire others. One evening, as they sat sipping tea in the shop, Samuel leaned forward. "What if you organized a community fashion show, showcase your work, and invite local artists? It could attract attention and customers." Eliana's heart raced. "A fashion show in this little shop?" "Absolutely. It is a chance to celebrate creativity, connect with others, and share your story," he encouraged. The idea took root in Eliana's mind, blossoming into a vision of vibrant colors and laughter. She imagined friends and neighbors coming together, sharing their own stories through fashion. But then doubt crept in. What if no one comes? Samuel smiled, patient and reassuring. "Every great journey begins with a single step. Trust in your community. They want to support you." Fueled by his encouragement, Eliana spent weeks preparing. She reached out to local artists and gathered a team of eager volunteers. They painted signs, created flyers, and spread the word. Eliana poured her heart into every dress and suit, stitching in dreams and aspirations. As the day of the fashion show approached, excitement filled the air, but so did a wave of anxiety. What if no one showed up? What if the designs fell flat? Eliana struggled to silence the fears whispering in her mind. On the day of the show, the streets outside her shop bustled with energy. The sun shone brightly, casting a warm glow over the crowd that gathered. Liana's heart raced as she peered through the window, seeing familiar faces from the neighborhood. There were friends, strangers, even children clutching handmade signs of support. When the show began, Liana felt a surge of emotions, joy, fear, and an overwhelming sense of belonging. Models strutted down the makeshift runway, showcasing her designs. The crowd cheered and clapped, a wave of appreciation washing over her. With every smile exchanged, every compliment shared, Liana realized that this was more than just a fashion show. It was a celebration of resilience, a testament to the power of community. The energy in the room was infectious, igniting a spark within her that she thought had long dimmed. Samuel stood by her side, pride shining in his eyes. "See, you were meant for this." Liana's heart swelled with gratitude. "I couldn't have done it without your belief in me." As the final model walked the runway, Liana couldn't contain her tears. She had transformed not just her business, but her perception of herself. The show had become a reminder that vulnerability was a strength and that embracing it could lead to beautiful beginnings. After the show, as people mingled, sharing stories and laughter, Liana realized her fears had dissipated. In her place was a warm sense of connection, a reminder that the beauty of life lay not in perfection, but in the bonds we form and the perseverance we show in the face of adversity. "Thank you for everything, Samuel," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "You've shown me what is possible." "It is you who did the hard work, Liana," he replied, his smile radiating encouragement. "You've ignited a fire within this community. Remember, this is just the beginning." As the sun set, casting a golden hue over the city, Liana felt an overwhelming sense of hope. She had found her voice, her strength, and her place in the world. And in that moment, she knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she was ready to face them with resilience, creativity, and an unwavering belief in herself. Little did she know, the journey had only just begun, and the best was yet to come. As the weeks turned into months after the fashion show, Liana found herself on an exhilarating yet daunting path. The success of the show had not only brought her newfound recognition, but it also ignited a flicker of ambition she had long buried beneath layers of self-doubt. She began to expand her offerings, experimenting with bold designs and eclectic fabrics, each piece echoing her unique voice. But with growth came challenges. The initial rush of excitement waned as the reality of running a business settled in. Liana faced the pressure of maintaining momentum while managing the increasing demand for her creations. She often found herself burning the midnight oil, her fingers sore from the relentless stitching, her thoughts racing with anxiety about the future. One evening, while sorting through a mountain of fabric scraps, the weight of doubt settled heavily on her heart. The shop was quiet, the sound of the sewing machine the only company. "What if I can't keep this up?" she whispered to herself, the fear creeping in like shadows at dusk. "What if I lose everything?" Just then, a gentle knock on the door broke the silence. Liana looked up, startled, and saw Samuel standing there, smiling as always. "Beautiful night, isn't it?" he said, stepping inside. "Mind if I join you?" She returned his smile, though it didn't quite reach her eyes. "Of course, Samuel, I could use some company." He settled onto a chair, glancing around at the vibrant chaos of fabric and thread. "It looks like you've been busy. How is everything going?" Liana sighed, running her fingers through her hair. "It is overwhelming. I thought the hardest part was just getting started, but now I am terrified of failing." Samuel leaned forward, his expression earnest. "You've accomplished so much already. Remember, it is perfectly okay to feel overwhelmed. It just means you're pushing your boundaries." "But what if I can't handle it?" she confessed, her voice cracking. "What if I disappoint everyone who believed in me?" "The disappointment is part of the journey," he replied softly. "But you've already shown you have the strength to rise. Every great artist faces moments of doubt. It is how you respond that defines your growth." Liana looked down at her hands, the scars from years of sewing a testament to her hard work and perseverance. "I need to trust myself more," she mused, recalling the warmth of community from the fashion show. "Exactly," Samuel said, his eyes brightening. "Perhaps it is time to revisit that community spirit. What if you hosted workshops? Share your skills with others. It could inspire both you and those who attend." Her heart raced. "Workshops? You really think people would be interested?" "Absolutely. You have a talent that could spark creativity in others. Then it might help you reconnect with your passion, remind you why you started this journey in the first place." The idea began to take root. Over the following weeks, Liana meticulously planned her workshops, ensuring that they would be welcoming for all skill levels. She envisioned a space where people could create, share, and support one another much like her grandmother had done for her. On the day of the first workshop, Liana felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. The shop was filled with colorful fabrics, and a buzz of anticipation filled the air as participants began to filter in. Friends, neighbors, and even strangers gathered, each carrying their own hopes and stories. "Welcome, everyone," Ileana greeted, her voice steady but her heart pounding. "Thank you for being here. Today is about exploration and creativity. Let us have fun." As the workshop progressed, laughter and chatter filled the shop. Ileana guided her participants through the basics of sewing, sharing tips and tricks with enthusiasm. She watched as their faces lit up with pride, transforming ordinary fabric into delightful creations. One young girl, Mia, held up a small pillow adorned with colorful patches. "Look, I made this," she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with joy. "That is beautiful, Mia." Ileana cheered, her heart swelling with warmth. "You've got an incredible eye for design." At that moment, Ileana felt the weight of her worries lift, replaced by a sense of purpose. The workshop wasn't just about sewing, it was about fostering connections, resilience, and the beauty of creating together. As the weeks turned into months, Ileana's workshops became a cherished part of the community. Participants returned, bringing friends and family, each gathering filled with laughter, creativity, and shared stories. Ileana found herself surrounded by a tapestry of lives, woven together by threads of passion and support. Yet, as the workshops flourished, challenges persisted. One afternoon, as she sifted through financial statements, Ileana's heart sank. Expenses were rising, and profits hadn't kept pace. "What if the workshops aren't enough to sustain the shop?" she whispered, panic creeping in. Samuel arrived just as she was lost in thought. He took one look at her face and immediately sensed her distress. "What is on your mind?" he asked, concern etched in his features. "I am worried," Ileana replied, her voice trembling. "The shop is still struggling financially. I was so focused on the workshops that I didn't think about the costs." He sat down beside her, his presence grounding. "Let us look at this together. Remember, every challenge brings an opportunity for growth. You're not alone in this." As they sifted through the numbers, Samuel suggested potential strategies, adjusting pricing, collaborating with local businesses for promotions, and even hosting a special event. "You've built something beautiful here, Ileana. Let us find a way to keep it thriving." With each idea shared, Ileana felt a surge of hope. The afternoon sun streamed through the shop windows, illuminating the fabrics around them like a canvas waiting for color. "I can do this," she whispered, determination igniting within her. As the days turned into weeks and the seasons changed, Ileana implemented the strategies Samuel had suggested. She collaborated with local cafes to showcase her designs, hosted pop-up shops, and even offered special discounts to workshop participants. Slowly but surely, the tide began to turn. One evening, as Ileana closed up shop, she glanced at the sales report and gasped. The numbers had exceeded her expectations. Her heart raced with joy as she realized that not only was the shop more stable, but the community's support had flourished. "I did it," she exclaimed, a laugh escaping her lips. "I really did it." Samuel had been waiting outside, and his face broke into a wide smile. "I knew you could. You've built something truly special here, Ileana." As they stood together, surrounded by the remnants of fabric and laughter, Ileana felt a profound sense of gratitude. "I couldn't have done it without you, Samuel. You were my anchor when I felt lost." "I simply reflected the potential I saw in you," he replied, a glimmer of admiration in his eyes. "You've always had it within you." With renewed purpose, Ileana continued to weave her dreams into reality. The workshops became a safe haven for everyone who walked through her doors, a place where creativity flourished, friendships blossomed, and resilience thrived. Months later, as she prepared for another workshop, Ileana paused to reflect on the journey. She recognized that the road had been filled with challenges, but each struggle had contributed to her growth. The community she had built was a tapestry of resilience, kindness, and unwavering support. On a sun-drenched afternoon, as participants gathered, Ileana felt an overwhelming sense of belonging. "Welcome, everyone," she greeted, her heart full. "Let us create something beautiful together today." And in that moment, as she watched the joy unfold around her, Ileana knew she was not just a seamstress, but a storyteller weaving together lives one stitch at a time. With every thread, she celebrated the indomitable spirit of humanity and the beauty of persistence, knowing that hope would always find a way to shine through. As the seasons turned, Ileana's little shop became a vibrant hub of creativity. The community workshops flourished, and the fabric of her business was now interwoven with the lives of so many people. Every corner of the shop echoed with laughter, conversation, and the rhythmic hum of sewing machines. Ileana had found a new purpose, but with that purpose came an insatiable desire to expand her vision. One evening, as she sat with a cup of tea surrounded by sketches of potential designs, a thought struck her. What if I could create a collection that tells a story, a collection that reflects our journey? Her heart raced at the possibility. Just then, Samuel walked in, shaking off the cold from the brisk evening air. He seemed deep in thought, he remarked, sensing her excitement. I am. Ileana's eyes sparkled as she leaned forward. I want to create a collection that reflects the stories of our community. Each piece could be inspired by someone's journey, their struggles, and triumph. Samuel's face lit up. That is a brilliant idea. Your work has always been about connection. What better way to celebrate that than through storytelling? Ileana nodded, her heart swelling with gratitude for his constant support. But I need some help. I can't do this alone. I want to reach out to everyone who has been part of this journey. Why not invite your workshop participants to share their stories, he suggested. They could contribute ideas, and you could even collaborate with them on the designs. The thought sent excitement coursing through Ileana. This could be more than just a collection. It could be a celebration of their collective resilience, their shared experiences. Yes, let us do it, she exclaimed, clapping her hands together in delight. As word spread about the new collection, the response was overwhelming. Participants began to share their stories of struggle, hope, and triumph. There was Mia, the young girl who had created the colorful pillow, who shared how sewing helped her cope with anxiety. Then there was Mrs. Thompson, an elderly woman who had once been a dressmaker herself, recounting how she had lost her husband but found solace in creating. Ileana was moved by the depth of these stories. Each narrative became a source of inspiration, fueling her passion to craft garments that embodied their perseverance. Late nights turned into early mornings as she poured her heart into the designs, stitching in the essence of their narratives. But with the excitement of the new collection came challenges. One day, as she balanced her finances, Ileana felt a familiar weight settle in her chest. What if this collection doesn't resonate? What if it doesn't sell? The doubt simmered, threatening to overtake her. Samuel entered her shop just as these thoughts spiraled, noticing the anxious furrow in her brow. What is bothering you this time? He asked gently, his concern palpable. I am worried, she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. What if I have taken on too much? What if no one connects with the collection? He took a moment before responding. Ileana, every great journey is filled with uncertainty. Remember how far you've come. It is not just about the sales, it is about the impact you're recreating. Your heart is stitched into every piece. His words wrapped around her like a warm embrace, bolstering her spirit. You were right. I have to trust the process and the stories behind the pieces, she said, feeling the flicker of hope reignite. As the launch date approached, the shop buzzed with energy. Ileana gathered her workshop participants for a special meeting to unveil the collection. Thank you all for being part of this journey, she said, her voice shaking with emotion. Together, we're recreating something beautiful that tells our stories. Yes, I sparkled. I can't wait to see my story in a dress. Mrs. Thompson chimed in, and I am excited to see how my history inspires a new generation. Ileana felt her heart swell with pride. You all are the heart of this collection. Your stories give it life. The day of the launch arrived, and the shop transformed into a colorful gallery filled with the new collection. Each piece adorned with tags that shared snippets of the stories that inspire them. The community gathered, excitement palpable in the air. As the first guests arrived, Ileana felt a mix of anticipation and anxiety. Samuel stood beside her, his presence a reassuring anchor. You've done an incredible job, Ileana. Just breathe and enjoy this moment. The event started, and as guests admired the collection, conversations blossomed. Ileana watched as people connected over shared stories, laughter ringing through the air. Each piece sparked discussions about resilience, hope, and the beauty of perseverance. But just as the night seemed perfect, Ileana noticed a familiar face in the crowd, a former client who had once belittled her work. The man stood there, arms crossed, skepticism etched across his features. Her heart sank. What will he think, she thought, her stomach twisting in knots. Samuel, sensing her discomfort, leaned closer. Don't let negativity steal your light. Focus on the love and support surrounding you. Ileana took a deep breath, remembering the strength she had built alongside her community. With a renewed sense of purpose, she approached the man, her heart pounding. What do you think of the collection? She asked, her voice steady. He looked her in the eye, and for a moment she feared his judgment. It is different, he replied slowly. I see you've come a long way from your little shop. A different is good, Ileana replied, her confidence growing. Every piece holds a story, a journey. This collection is a reflection of our resilience. To her surprise, the man's expression softened. "I can see that, it's impressive." Leona smiled, feeling a sense of triumph. "Thank you, this is just the beginning." As the night unfolded, the atmosphere shifted into one of celebration. Leona felt a connection to every person in the room. Stories were shared, laughter echoed, and tears of joy flowed freely. At the end of the evening, as guests began to disperse, Leona felt a profound sense of fulfillment. She had created something meaningful, a collection that resonated with her community's heartbeats. Samuel joined her, pride illuminating his features. "You did it, Ileana. You brought people together through your art." Ileana's eyes sparkled with unshed tears. "I couldn't have done it without you. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." "Your belief is what made this possible," he replied softly. "You've shown everyone that resilience is a beautiful tapestry woven with threads of hope and kindness." As the last guest left, Ileana looked around her shop, now adorned with remnants of celebration. The walls felt alive with laughter and stories, each corner echoing the spirit of community. In the months that followed, the collection continued to thrive, becoming a symbol of resilience and hope for many. Leona's heart swelled with pride each time someone wore her creations, each garment a testament to the strength and beauty of the human spirit. Soon after, Leona received an invitation to showcase her collection at a local art fair. Nerves fluttered in her stomach, but she felt ready. "This is an opportunity to share our stories on a larger scale," she told Samuel, her determination unwavering. At the fair, Leona stood in front of a crowd, sharing the narratives behind her collection. The audience listened intently, captivated by the stories of ordinary people overcoming extraordinary challenges. As she concluded her presentation, applause erupted, filling her with an overwhelming sense of validation. "Thank you for embracing our stories," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "Together, we've created something beautiful." Samuel stood at the back, pride glowing in his eyes. Leona had transformed not just her business but her understanding of community. She had woven a tapestry of resilience that inspired others to believe in their own journeys. As the sun set over the fair, casting a warm glow over the crowd, Leona stood tall, ready for whatever lay ahead. The laughter of her community resonated in her heart, reminding her that challenges were stepping stones to growth. With resilience, creativity, and unwavering belief, Ileana knew she could face anything. She was not just a seamstress, she was a storyteller, a weaver of dreams, and a beacon of hope in a world that often needed it. And as she looked into the horizon, she felt the beauty of possibilities stretching before her, a reminder that every stitch she made was not just a thread of fabric, but a thread that connected lives, nurtured dreams, and celebrated the undeniable spirit of humanity. As the months rolled on, Ileana's shop transformed into a beloved community centerpiece. A laughter that echoed off the walls felt like music to her ears, a melody she longed to hear again and again. Her workshops had become a sanctuary for creativity, a safe harbor for those seeking solace through fabric and thread. Every person who walked through her door brought their unique stories, and in turn, they enriched her life beyond measure. One sunny afternoon, as Ileana swept the shop, she found herself reflecting on how far she had come. It felt almost surreal, all the challenges she had faced, the doubts that once overshadowed her dreams. The feeling of uncertainty still lingered, but it was now accompanied by a sense of purpose. She was determined to keep this flame alive. "Ready for another workshop?" Samuel's voice broke her reverie, and she turned, a smile spreading across her face. "Absolutely," she replied, excitement bubbling within her. "I have a new project lined up, and I can't wait to see what everyone creates." As they prepped for the evening, the door swung open, and Mia rushed in, her usual burst of energy lighting up the room. "Ileana, guess what? I told my mom I want to make a dress for the school play." Ileana's heart soared at her enthusiasm. "That is amazing, Mia. Do you have a design in mind?" "I want it to be bright blue with sparkles," Mia exclaimed, her hands animatedly drawing shapes in the air. "Can you help me?" "Of course, we'll make it together." Leona knelt to Mia's level, feeling a rush of pride. Teaching Mia had rekindled her own love for sewing, reminding her of the dreams she once had as a child, dreams that had momentarily dimmed in the face of hardship. As the workshop began, Ileana welcomed participants, sharing her vision for the evening. "Tonight, we're going to create pieces inspired by our dreams. Let us celebrate what we aspire to be." The room buzzed with enthusiasm as pairs formed, laughter bubbling in the air. Ileana moved between tables, offering guidance, her heart swelling as she watched creativity flow. Then she spotted a familiar face, Mrs. Thompson, working quietly at her station. Mrs. Thompson, Ileana said, approaching her with a warm smile. How is it going? Mrs. Thompson looked up, her eyes crinkling with a gentle smile. I am making a patchwork quilt for my granddaughter. She loves storytelling, just like you. Ileana's heart warmed at the connection. That's beautiful. Each patch can tell a story, just like our collection. Yes, Mrs. Thompson said, her voice softening. Every piece speaks of resilience, doesn't it? Just like the stories we've shared. Ileana nodded, suddenly aware of how deeply intertwined their lives had become. It really does. Thank you for sharing your journey with me. It inspires us all. As the workshop continued, Mia and her friends giggled and chattered, their excitement contagious. Nearby, Mrs. Thompson shared her stories of love and loss with younger participants. Ileana marveled at how their narratives wove together, creating a vibrant tapestry of life within her shop. As the evening wound down, Ileana felt a familiar warmth in her chest. Remember, she said, addressing the group, every stitch is a step towards your dreams. Don't be afraid to create boldly. Just as she was cleaning up, Samuel leaned against the counter, watching as the last of the participants left, their laughter echoing in the cool night air. You have a gift for bringing people together, he remarked, admiration in his voice. Ileana felt a blush creep up her cheeks. I just want to create a space where everyone feels safe to express themselves. And you've done that beautifully, he said, his eyes sparkling. But I have a thought, something to consider. What is it? I think it is time to take your story to a larger audience. What if you hosted a community exhibition, showcase not just your pieces, but the stories behind them? Ileana's breath caught in her throat. An exhibition? That sounds daunting. Every great opportunity starts as a daunting challenge, he encouraged. This could be a celebration of all your hard work and the resilience of your community. Imagine the impact. Excitement and fear tangled within her. But what if people don't come? The familiar weight of doubt began to creep in, but she quickly shook it off. I have to try, right? Exactly, Samuel said, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Trust in your vision, Ileana. You have the support of your community behind you. The next few weeks were a whirlwind of planning. Ileana rallied her workshop participants, each eager to contribute to the exhibition. They brainstormed ideas, shared stories, and collaborated on pieces that encapsulated their journeys. Together, they decided to host the event not just as a showcase of Ileana's work, but as a tribute to the resilience of everyone involved. They called it Threads of Resilience, a celebration of their collective strength. As the day of the exhibition approached, Ileana felt a blend of excitement and anxiety. What if it is not enough, as she muttered under her breath one night as she prepared the space. Samuel, who had become a steadfast pillar of support, caught her expression. Ileana, do you remember the first workshop? How nervous you were? Look at how far you've come since then. His words resonated, lighting a spark of determination within her. You're right. I have to focus on the stories we're resharing, not just the number of people who show up. On the day of the exhibition, the sun shone brightly, illuminating Ileana's shop filled with vibrant displays of creations, each accompanied by heartfelt stories. The community gathered, their excitement palpable. As she stood at the entrance, the nerves began to fade into sheer joy. Welcome, everyone. Ileana greeted, her voice ringing with enthusiasm. Thank you for being here to celebrate our stories, our resilience. As the exhibition unfolded, guests wandered through the shop, admiring the pieces. Conversations blossomed, and laughter echoed, filling the space with warmth. Ileana moved through the crowd, her heart swelling with pride as she witnessed people connecting over shared narratives. Look at my dress, Mia exclaimed, twirling in her sparkly creation, her eyes bright with joy. It is stunning, Mia. You've captured your spirit perfectly, Ileana replied, her heart swelling with pride. Nearby, Mrs. Thompson discussed her quilt with a young mother, sharing stories that transcended generations. The connections being forged filled Ileana with a profound sense of fulfillment. But just as the night seemed at its peak, she spotted a familiar figure lingering at the entrance, the man who had once doubted her work. He stood there, arms crossed, an inscrutable expression on his face. A wave of anxiety threatened to wash over her. Focus on the love around you, she whispered to herself, remembering Samuel's words. With determination, she approached him, her heart racing. What do you think of the exhibition? He met her gaze, and for a moment she feared his judgment. It is impressive, he finally said, his voice steady. I didn't expect to see such depth in your work. Ileana's confidence surged. Thank you. Each piece carries a story, a journey of resilience. "I can see that," he replied, a hint of appreciation softening his features. "You've done something remarkable here." As the evening continued, Liana felt a sense of triumph blossom within her. The exhibition hadn't just showcased her creations, it had become a celebration of countless stories intertwined in a beautiful tapestry of resilience. As the night wore on and the last guest departed, Eliana found Samuel waiting for her, pride radiating from his expression. "You did it, Eliana. You created a space for connection and understanding." "I couldn't have done it without your belief in me," she replied, her voice thick with emotion. "Your journey has inspired so many, including me," he said, taking her hand. "You've shown us the beauty of perseverance and the strength of community. You've turned your struggles into something truly transformative." As they stood together in the warm glow of her shop, Eliana felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. She had created a home not just for her dreams, but for the dreams of countless others. She was no longer just a seamstress, she was a weaver of stories, a creator of hope. In the months that followed, the exhibition continued to resonate within the community, igniting conversations about resilience and strength. Eliana's heart swelled with pride as she watched her shop thrive, filled with creativity and connection. One afternoon, as she sat in her shop, surrounded by the laughter of participants once more, she realized that every challenge had led to this moment, a moment of fulfillment, growth, and an unwavering belief in the power of human spirit. "I am ready for whatever comes next," she whispered to herself, her heart full of hope. Eliana was not just stitching fabric, she was stitching lives together, one beautiful thread at a time. And she knew that as long as she had community, resilience, and love, the possibilities were endless.